All right. Hello, everybody. I wasn't going to bring Dana White in yet, but she's here, so that's that simple. This is Denice. How are you? You curled your hair.
We have a high school reunion.
Oh, yeah. Tonight's my 50 years.
So I didn't want to have to make an effort and then make another effort, so I just made one big effort.
This is a long way beyond not washing it all the way to curl. This is unbelievable. Oh my God. Yeah, so Denise is all dolled up and ready to go. My big old class reunion. That's going to be exciting. Glad to see all of you people in Longmont here. But what I'm really happy about is all you people here on the stream. We're going to open up right after Denise and I get done talking with Dave Jones with this new health deal that we're doing. And I don't want to verbalize what it's called because I don't want to, it's a health program and it's not this and it's not that. And I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I want to say the right thing. So here's the deal.
So you're just not going to say anything.
Yeah, did you figure out when the next training was, anybody? Not yet? Okay, so I want to make sure I'm announcing it because Steve Blackford,
Convention.
the convention is the next training?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to go to that and then we're going to figure out the one after that because Steve Blackburn, a man in the crowd, said, you know, I would have had a whole lot more people here if I would have known about it. So I said, you know what, I think he's right because when you're at an event, you have to promote to the next event. So next time, next thing we're promoting to
Jen
is,
has it.
what?
Jen has it.
Of course.
October
October 19th.
19th.
Okay, which is one of my kids' birthday, I think.
And then November is November 18th.
Then November 18th. So Steve Blackburn.
Sorry, November 16th.
November 16th. So we're doing a 3-day training on 16th, 17th, and 18th of November. No, we're not, just the 16th. So that'll be hilarious. So the name of the game is Now You Know. Now I have it on tape that I announced it. And Julia, what do you want to say?
Party December 6th.
Oh, December 6th, Christmas party.
Friday night.
Friday night at Foxdale Country Club. And it will be a fantastic party. It'll be great, and you gotta come. And it will be cash bar, because I don't drink, but we will buy you appetizers and food and all that lovely stuff that go along with anything but alcohol, because I'm like, you know, I'm just fervently against alcohol in any short shape or form. Am I?
Except for me.
Except for you and everybody else is drinking. I don't care about that. So I hope this started off the right way. Alex Tyson and I had a big conversation yesterday, about 2 hours, which is, if anybody that's talked to me on the phone for more than
I've never talked to you.
nobody's ever talked to me about that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Poor Alex Tyson's ready to kill himself. But, you know, he did all these analytics on our giant business, which has just 1 million distributors in it. And he's saying, Tom, just take a look at these numbers and take a look at the average ticket and take a look at this statistic of what would happen. Here's what happens when people rebuy in the first 2 weeks of their longevity experience or the first month. And what ends up happening in longevity, and now they've got the data to prove it, is people buy what was sold to them. So most of you bought a Healthy Start Pack, which is a beautiful thing. But beyond the Healthy Start Pack, you didn't realize the entire world of longevity products. So Alex was running me up the flagpole on all these statistics, and he and Scott Bell are very, very good at those statistics. And what came out of it was a revelation, because the average ticket was so unbelievably big if the people were just followed up on with a different conversation. So we're going to get to that in a second, but I want to talk about my friend John Hammack. So John Hammack is an icon in network marketing, and he was at a big event. And he was talking about the big network marketing companies on the planet. And the big network marketing companies are people like Amway, like Melaleuca, like USANA, like a lot of these other companies. And where they're strong is their transfer buying companies. They are transfer buying companies. So what we did at Longevity was we couched transfer buying into a couple of terms that didn't really resonate with people as much as they could and should and maybe will, which was betterment and omni and all those things that people just basically said, what does that mean, and kept going. So I'm going to take it back. I don't care if we use those terms, but I'm going to take it back a notch. And I'm going to tell you, transfer buying, buying it from yourself, is the key to the game. And I'm telling you what, if there's a transfer, you guys have all seen my tackle box full of stuff. So that tackle box full of stuff is all vitamins and minerals that I take every day. But that's the culmination of about 40 bottles of things. So I'm a transfer buyer in the world of that, but you can tell from my hair and from my face and my clothing, I'm not much of a transfer buyer on anything else. But I am a transfer buyer on coffee, because coffee is in my hand. Coffee is always in my hand. And coffee is in my hand wherever I go. And I don't even like going to coffee shops because I like longevity coffee so much. So I'm a transfer buyer. So I'm very, very proud of that. But I am an amateur transfer buyer. I am not a professional transfer buyer because I'm not a professional shopper and I'm not a professor. I don't go to stores or anything like that. But I am sitting with someone who goes to stores. I am sitting with someone who is a buyer, and she is a shopper, and she is a consumer of things. But what I was astounded by was how many things she buys from herself. And then I got to thinking, and I know that you guys like it when I get to thinking. What do you have to say so far? You're not doing too much. So here's the deal. I got to thinking, when people want to do me favors, and they want to do you favors, and I have a powerful conversation with them that says, look, you're already buying this at the store. Why don't you buy it from me and ultimately buy it from yourself? That's all this is. You're asking people for a favor. My buddy Cadillac Williams. Yeah, we're going to the slides here right now. No, this is so good. So here's the deal. My buddy Cadillac Williams, he is obsessed with the coffee. And he's got the spiel down on the coffee. And whatever you're passionate about, whether it's the healthy start pack or the coffee or the memory keeping or the toenail clippers, you need to get people to buy it from themselves. Take it away, Mrs. Toenail Clipper.
We don't have toenails. We don't have toenails.
Where did I get those? I'm kidding.
All under me.
Go ahead.
Can we have the next slide?
No, you got to read that one. Did they see that one?
Yes, I think we can really read that one.
Memorize that. Okay, so this is crazy.
Oh, we do?
This stat is unbelievable.
Go ahead.
Go.
No. Oh, there we go. Oh, perfect. Now I have a wee bit of control. So, yeah, this is exactly what Tom was talking about. I mean, if someone comes in, if you enroll somebody, if they haven't made any money in the first 6 months, then your retention rate is 20%. If they earn just $1,
A buck.
$1 in 6 months, the retention rate goes up to 70%.
How many people did Denise and I have in our organization last night that were active associates that didn't make a buck? 17,000. 17,000 orders, 17,000 people that didn't make $1 because they never talked to anybody and didn't make a buck. Imagine 17,000 people saying, I could get my products cheaper. I could get, that's all they're doing. But you know what? They're buying their own product. They're in love with them. They're on auto ship. They are singing the happy dance because they're healthy. And they don't realize all we've got, or they don't realize what they could do with a little extra money. And they don't realize they've got the key to the kingdom right in their pocket. That's on us. So your best customer is not that guy at Red Frog Coffee that I was recruiting this morning. It's those people in your downline that you need to follow up, which is the crux of my conversation. Take it.
What's your conversation?
No, go.
What?
I'll get to it.
Okay. So I started looking at.
Oh, go back. I didn't realize that slide was back. So I didn't see that slide. Go back once.
I'm trying.
Okay, so we talked about the coffee shop conversation. Not there yet. It's all right. Stay there. That's fine. The coffee shop conversation. The coffee shop conversation is the reverse of you throwing up on them and telling them they need the healthy start factor or 90 for life or Z radical or whatever it is that you're crazy about, whether it's Chad Wilson or Chad Wilson. His name changed his name from Williams to Wilson. But anyway, Chad, overnight Chad. But no, it's the coffee shop conversation. And if you go to contactmapping.com and you go to the pull down menu, you're going to see the coffee shop conversation. And all that conversation is you getting out of your agenda and into theirs. Nikki and Joel have that beautiful daughter named Pickle. I love that kid. I love Joel's dad, the airline pilot. I love Joel's brother, the muscle feature. I love everything about those people because I know a lot about them. And there's days with archery and things like that when I needed, Denice said she wanted a bow and arrow. And so she needed a bow and arrow. And I looked at my contact mapping app and I said, who knows archery? And boom, you're getting Nikki Malley. And she was nice enough to take me to a store called Shields because Longevity does not have archery. And we went down there and bought her a bow and arrow, which is yet to get out of the box. But we are going to buy some more arrows because we love to use the arrows.
No, I have. Well, I did lose a few in the weeds, but no, it has. Yeah. No, now I'm waiting for the house to be done so I can get it out of the storage.
Okay, so the point we digress. The point I make. The point I make is you have got to get out of them, out of you, and into them.
And so well, the cool thing,
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have such an advantage in longevity because we have so many different product lines. And so literally what I thought of is that the process that I go to, how much time? I have 10 minutes? I have 10 minutes.
It's good.
I have 8, you have 2. And so, I mean, literally from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, everything that I use is you know, from shampoo to skincare to nutrition to, you know, handbags to, I mean, everything. And if you just have conversations with people, and not only just transfer buying, but also people don't even realize some of the stuff we carry. I can't tell you how many times I talk to different associates, and they're like, "What? We have pet products?" You know, and so, you know, Jen does such an amazing job on Instagram and just sort of talking about longevity and lifestyle and popping in products here and there, you know, so you're not throwing up on people, but having a conversation with people and finding out what they really want to buy, and we most likely haven't.
Yeah, and one thing that you gotta get to, which people don't get to, is we keep trying to trick people into buying stuff. That's absolute suicide. If you can give up the tricks are for kids. Here's the deal. Somebody knew that cliche. So here's the deal. Tricks you don't need. We've got the best products that you could possibly have. You've got to show people the benefit of these products. And as Nikki Malley and Joel, or Jen, or Dr. Ike, as they show themselves healthy, people are going to say, I want some of that. And once they realize, they're going to figure out how to go get it. And that's the difference between us and them. These products work so well. It's unbelievable. But we're trying to sell instead of trying to tell. And that is, we're showing them the how, but we're not showing them the why. And what Jen's doing really well is showing lifestyle and what the products are going to get for them. People are so tired of being tricked. They're tired of being sold. All they want to do is be shown. And what happens here is that, and you're 100% right. Why are you telling me that?
Well, because we have about 8 minutes now. We got to move on to the break. Go ahead.
Keeping you focused.
What? She's keeping me focused?
So I mean, so the point is that BB is BB, right? So if you bring somebody in and they want to be a business builder, absolutely fantastic. If people just want to be a customer, it's all the same in your paycheck, right? And so, and Tom did a little spiel the other day about quit focusing on QV. Focus on BV, because BV makes your paycheck, right? So this double and triple QV, which is great, helps you get to the rank, but you get paid on BV. And so be a brick rank factory. And when you start doing that, then people are going to get a paycheck, and people get a paycheck, their enthusiasm for the company and what they're doing increases. And your whole point is to keep people in long enough so that their skills can catch up to their enthusiasm. Does that make sense?
This might make me. QV
That
is
was a
like,
really good one.
it was. QV is a little bit like empty carbohydrates. They fill you up, but they don't really do you much good. Thank you very much. I think like that.
But I
Really.
think mine.
I like yours better too. So anyway, here's the deal. I want you to make money. And you saw the stat about getting a check. And what you want to do is keep people engaged in the business. And Alex Tyson's got them. And Sean Brown with the retention, with the 300 Club, that build up to the brick rank is brilliant. So what does that mean? I'm going back into the 17,000 because I want retention. They go back in there, right? You got to put some people in here. How do I do that? Bring in 3 people, do 300. You have now made yourself into the 300 Club. Most of you entered and won the 300 Club. What do I do next? Because I did that. I've got 300 volume right now. What's that going to get me? Not much of a check, not much of anything, but it's a start. It's going to get you that $1 check. But now you realize that you can hit that 300 Club. You realize you can step it up one more level and hit the brick rank. The brick rank, is it on there behind me? The brick rank, thank you very much. So she's my technical wizard. The brick rank is magic. And the brick rank is gonna change your life. Because every one of you know that you can make a brick rank. There's not a person in this wardroom that hasn't made the brick rank. 200 yourself. With 300, with what, 3 people on your top line doing 100 apiece, and 100 and 1,000 in your first 3 levels, that's QV. I don't want you to use QV because you're not going to make any money off of it enough. I want you to make enough money. But you can actually make brick rank with QV. I'm suggesting that you don't for you. I'm suggesting that you don't for your people. But if you do, you do. It's that simple. The rules are set up for you to be able to hit that brick rank with QV. And I am just the busboy. I don't run the restaurant. So if they set it up that way, take advantage of it. But I'm telling you, you can't eat a rank. Make sense? Empty carbohydrates in them. So you can't do that. You're not going to get healthy. You're not going to get a big discount on your products. You're going to hit that rank and it's going to have an empty
Tell
feeling.
them though, honey.
What?
In our 1 minute we have left. Tell them the why, because when I first heard about brick rank, for me, I would assume that 1 star is brick rank, right? Because 1 star is what builds.
1 star is work.
Yeah.
Not everybody can make 1 star.
That 5,400 in your first 3 levels, that takes.
That's bad with bone.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Not everybody can make 1 star, but everybody can make the brick rank.
Yeah.
There isn't a person in this room. And once you make brick rank, you can say, holy mackerel, my name's Joshua. I can make brick rank. I made brick rank. Now I'm going to have my people. I'm going to have Andy make brick rank. I did it. I did it. It didn't kill me. I'm still alive. I'm going to get a check, and I lived through it. I'm now maybe like a baby network marketer. Holy mackerel, I did it. Now I can teach somebody to go do it, right, Amber? Yes. But when 1 star is a reach. 1 star is a reach. It's 5,400 in your first 3 levels, and it's this and it's that. No, you want to hit that brick rank. Because when you start building bricks, you start building a foundation. Once you have that foundation, you start building a subfloor, then you build a wall, and the next thing you know, you got something like Denice and I, which is bad to the bone. You want that. And I said bad to the bone twice, 3 times now. I have no idea why I even said it. I don't even know what it means.
You're writing down.
Huh?
You're writing that down. Yes.
Bad to the bone. George Thorogood. Thank you. for a non-music man. So here's the deal, you guys. You can do this, but you gotta have that eye of the tiger. You gotta be here on time. What? No, I don't want that last slide. Get that out of here.
I'm sorry.
But can you pull it all the way down?
No, it's down. You have 2 minutes and 19
Okay,
seconds.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna come back. You guys aren't done with me yet. I have a secret weapon.
Oh, you're coming back at the end, so we're done with this part.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I know you've all been waiting for this. I am positive that you're trying to figure out what the heck this health program is and if it's going to work for you. And I'm going to tell you it is. And I tell you, my friend David Dragle, who is a guy that is like sick. He's been sick all his life.
You probably shouldn't say his full name.
His middle name is Jordan. So anyway, he's my good friend. And I've known him for a very, very long time. And he's dealing with it. And he can't get insurance. And he can't get out of bed. And it's cruddy for him. And it makes me sad for him. And he was talking about not being able to have any insurance and he might get swallowed by his medical bills. And I said, I don't know what to do for you. I don't know anything about insurance. And all of a sudden, in my mind, Fardulas had told me that he had this healthcare program that had literally had no pre-existing stuff, which is probably not true. Dave will have to contradict me when he gets up here. And the second thing was it was affordable. And third, it was right off the bat. And I said, David, you've got to talk to Scott. And this was 6 months ago. I just saw David Dragle opens up his wallet, and there was a picture of Tom Shinoka.
Should have been Scott Fardulas.
No, sir.
Dave Jones.
A picture of me in his wallet. I said, why the picture? He said, because I don't know what I would have done without you. Does that make you cry?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I made it up. Here's the deal. Come on up, Dave Jones. I love you with all my heart. Dave Jones is on his way.